All right, how's it going, guys? So, I have Nairo here, one of the best Smash players of all time. I mean, I'm sure you guys know who he is. If you don't, you've been living under a rock. I guess let's just start it out. I heard that you switched your main to Sephiroth and that you're no longer playing Palutena. Is that true?
Not entirely true. I do use Palutena still. It's just that I use Sephiroth more. He's just new. You know, he's a new character, and I love Final Fantasy, so it's like, it's a given. It's a given for me. I definitely messed up not using Cloud as much as I probably should have back in Smash 4 when he was broken.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, in singles and stuff, considering I'm such a big Final Fantasy fan, and broken is like the best combination. So, it's kind of similar like this. He's not as good as like Smash 4 Cloud, but he's definitely like really good. So, I'm definitely gonna use him.
All right. I mean, totally makes sense. How good would you say Sephiroth is, in your opinion?
That's the question I get all the time. It's so hard. It's so hard for me to say because, you know, like online is like what I pretty much play. I have played like a bit of offline versus some people. I can't tell if it's just like the matchups, like, you know, like Joker and stuff, because that's typically who I fight against offline. That matchup's annoying as shit. So it makes me feel like, you know, like, dang, is he like super good? But it might just be Joker because like nothing is like really gonna beat Joker anytime soon. I don't know. I think he's really good though. I don't know if I could call him a top tier for sure. I have to wait for like more offline events to happen and stuff like that, like watching like Tweak or like Ned recently did really well and stuff like that. So I have to watch like more of that to see more like different matchups and stuff. But at the very least, I'll definitely say a high tier, 100%, like close to top tier. He might have some like really like weird matchups because like Sephiroth's one of those characters that's like really good, but he can't spam attacks all the time. You know, like that's something every top tier could do. They can like throw out a lot of safe buttons and stuff. Sephiroth does have safe buttons, but if you get close to his zone, he can't like throw out like anything because a lot of things are unsafe. You know, some characters have up smash out of shield, kill throw for like, you know, whiffing a move, or too laggy like a back air, sour spot back air and stuff like that. Even with the wing, you can like punish it, not pretty hard depending on how they space it, of course, but like little things like that matter a lot in top level play. You know, every misspace move and stuff can cost you a game or like a stock and stuff like that. So stuff like that's important. But of course, his comeback factor with the one wing is freaking broken, and his counter is broken as hell too. But I'll say like maybe like top 15 or on there. Like for now, you know, he can go up though. He can definitely go up.
Ned and Tweak have pretty unique playstyles with Sephiroth, I would say. I'm sure you've watched them, so you probably already know, but I want to know what separates your Sephiroth from theirs. What do you do that's you would say is unique from their Sephiroth?
Mine is definitely more aggressive just overall. But I feel like that's probably the most obvious answer because, you know, like Tweak is like very passive, or he will time you out if he needs to, or like, you know, if it feels like it's necessary and stuff. So he's not gonna really be approaching too much. Ned, he seemed pretty passive as well. I would say, you know, I'm just a little more aggressive, like up in people's face and stuff, or like Nair, or just like, you know, slightly like distance in between us to the point where like you think you could punish me, but you actually can. And then, you know, I'm still like in control of like the neutral. Besides that, you know, I go off stage a lot more. Like a lot more. Like I go off stage, you know, use the forward air on the wall and stuff, and get that extra jump or like boost to go off stage and continue to like do stuff. If you jump off the wall and you do like side B the other way, you basically just are like full on out there, and you can just like forward air like a whole bunch of times, especially if you have the wing too. So, you know, as long as any of those hit, typically somebody dies unless they have like a really good recovery, like Pikachu or like Pac-Man and stuff like that. Yeah, I go off stage a lot more. He can ledge trap really well though, so, you know, sometimes I also do that. If it's a character that's like just obnoxious to edge guard and stuff, obviously I'm gonna stay on stage more. But for the most part, I always try to figure out if I can like just go out there and just kill them. So there's that. I also do like a lot of like turnaround up airs, or like mix up a lot of turnaround up airs and normal up airs, because everyone tries to like parry it or like try to drop their shield to punish it, because it is laggy if he does short hop up air. But by like turning it around like in like a random order, then it's gonna mix up their parry time, and they might like jump out of shield, or they might do something a little too early, and I do like a turnaround. And turnaround up air is so good because it always catches them with the sweet spot, like pretty much like all the time, unless you like space it terribly. But like the sweet spot range is like all up in their area if they're right in front of you. So if they short hop, they get caught by the sweet spot. If they are on the ground, unless they're like Pikachu or some broken little character, then, you know, they'll get hit by the sweet spot as well. And the sweet spot kills like off the ground at like 130 and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Overall, I'm just like a little more aggressive, and I go for like, I guess, like riskier options and stuff that I don't need to go for. But I mean, that's just been my style since the since the beginning. So you know, that's just how it is. And at first, I didn't really like Sephiroth too much because he was like laggy and stuff. I'm just like, oh man, this sucks. I'm losing out all these Wi-Fi nesses and shit like on at least Smash. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this, but you know, it kind of just clicked over time, and I was like, all right, let me not like drop him off completely because it is Sephiroth at the end of the day. I need to have like at least a solid one. Now, yeah, he's like really good for me. So yeah, I definitely am interested in seeing more offline Sephiroth play from like Tweak and Ned and stuff, so I can make more like comparisons or like see what's different about them, because I don't have too much information. You know, Tweak uses a lot of Diddy Kong and stuff, and he also hasn't gone to an offline event as well, so that's like the true like showcase, because he's gonna actually be doing stuff that he's doing and not dropping stuff because of Wi-Fi. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, same here. I'm really like excited to see what Tweak does. Okay, so you brought up like you go off stage a lot, and I'm actually curious to see your opinion on this, because I personally believe that Sephiroth is overall the best edgeguarder in Ultimate so far. Just like when you take into consideration how like non-committal he can be off stage and still like hit the opponent from very far. It's 2 framing options, it's solid ledge trapping. Yeah, I just want to know what your take on that is.
I can actually see that. I never really like thought of it, but yeah, he does have like a lot of things that the thing is he just hits stuff for free at that point, like fully space forward tilt. Even if you miss like the normal getup, you're still like all the way over here, you're off my camera doing a forward tilt, and like if you miss, it's okay, you're still in a good spot. You can do like retreating forward air and stuff. And if they're off stage, you know, they have to dodge a million forward airs potentially if you have the one wing, and even if you don't have the one wing, it still has a long reach, so you have to dodge it like 3 or maybe 4 times and stuff. And if it hits you with the sour spot, like clips your double jump or anything like that, you're dead. You're pretty much dead, because then you're gonna have to up B into his counter, and his counter's broken. I can see that. I would say it might be easier for some other characters to like knock the character back off stage, like, you know, like Sheik or something that has like a million like quick buttons and safe buttons and stuff like that, but like she won't kill as fast as Sephiroth. So Sephiroth could be the best actually in that aspect. And then also there's just like orbs as well too. If you throw them off stage with the orbs, they have to watch out with forward airs and the orbs, and if they like end up dodging all that and then are forced to use the recovery, the counter is also still a factor. So there's a whole bunch of like crazy stuff he can definitely do. So he's definitely there. He's definitely up there for sure.
Okay, so this one I think is a pretty interesting question. In Ultimate, well, I guess let's go back to Brawl a bit. So in Brawl, you made Meta Knight, which, you know, insanely good character. Very easy for him to just go in and oppress the opponent.
Do everything.
Yeah, exactly. And then in Smash 4, you made Zero Suit Samus, which maybe not as many crazy buttons as Meta Knight, but once she gets in, she kind of just kills people, and she could just rob people at early percents. I've definitely experienced that.
Hey, we talked about that. You popped into my stream once, and I was like, "Yo, I never rob people." You're like, "Yeah, okay."
Come on. Yeah, nah. Smash 4 was a thief's game.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. I agree.
So then we go into Ultimate, and you start off with Palutena, and people are like, "What? This character just doesn't seem like a Nairo character." And then, you know, you also use Sephiroth, which again, people are like, "This doesn't really seem like a Nairo character." You know, he has the range and stuff, but it doesn't feel like he can go in. So my question to you is, do you feel like those two characters fit you very well playstyle wise? And if there was a character in Ultimate that you feel would mesh better with you that you just are not choosing to use?
I think it kind of meshed well. For Palu, I guess I'll just explain that like around like the end of Smash 4 or like the last like couple months or like half a year or maybe a little bit more, I don't think I really attended any events because like Ultimate was just about to come out and stuff, and you know, I went to everything in Smash 4, so I just really wanted to just stay home and just like at least like get ready for Ultimate and all that stuff. During that time, I actually used a lot of Palutena because I thought she was pretty fun in Smash 4, and she's basically like the same exact thing outside of like 2 things. Well, obviously she's like faster in every category, but in terms of moveset and like the stuff that you do, like down throw, back air, down throw, like up air, or like, you know, nair into like dash attack, a lot of those combos actually are in Smash 4. as well. So it's it was like I was playing the same character, but she was actually good, you know. So it was just a really easy transition, and then she ended up actually just being really, really good as well. I like her movement, like, you know, like warp cancels and stuff like that. That was one thing that I wasn't like fond of with Zero Suit, that they removed like flip kick edge cancels and stuff, because like I loved moving around the stage like so like freely, I guess, you know. She's still good obviously, but like it just like felt like they just like nerfed a lot of her movement options that I did, you know, that I like doing a lot and stuff, which it isn't really a surprise. I went over there, Sakurai watched some tournaments, was like, yo, we gotta get this character out of here, but they didn't do a good job apparently, because, you know, Mars is still fucking everyone up. But I feel like Sephiroth and Palutena it's like a good combo. There may be like some annoying matchups, like maybe like Diddy Kong, I guess, if Diddy Kong is getting better. I guess like a side thing, I don't really think Diddy Kong is too much of a problem for Palutena. I don't even think he even wins the matchup actually, because the banana, I feel like banana play is pretty important. I guess for me, obviously teaming with like ADHD and Brawl and all this stuff, learning how to use the banana ever since Brawl, I felt like I'm able to use the banana just as effectively as the Diddy Kong in a lot of times, and you can get really big combos. You can gimp his recovery if he's forced to barrel and you have the banana. You can just cover a whole angle just by Z dropping it or like throwing it and stuff like that. And then he can also kind of struggle like low key if he doesn't get like the proper setups at higher percent. He's gonna be like going for like desperate side Bs, or Diddy Kong desperate side Bs, or up smashes and stuff like that, and those are potential openings as well. So I never really like struggled too much in that matchup. At the same time, you know, the meta is probably a lot more different now with like Tweak like doing a lot of like crazy stuff, so maybe I'm a little wrong, but I just never really had like that rough of a time from my experience fighting with Palutena. Sephiroth obviously still new, so I haven't really played against much Diddy Kongs. I can see that being a little annoying. He can't swing as much as Palutena, or doesn't have as much safe stuff. Even if you do like full space back air and stuff like that, you know, Diddy Kong can still throw the banana at you before the back air even comes out and stuff, and you just fall into the banana, and then, you know, now you're in a bad spot, you gotta get away. Diddy Kong's kind of fast. All these little things. Sephiroth can't really handle like really fast like close-up game like forward air and stuff like that. Like Diddy Kong forward air, down tilt, typically wants to get away so he can like start like outranging people and stuff. So quick small characters like that can typically give him a hard time, in my opinion, and probably everyone's opinion really. But I don't know, I just like the characters themselves. Like Palutena looks cool, like design wise as well. Sephiroth is Sephiroth. I don't really need to talk about that. But I don't know. I guess if there was one character that I probably should have used more, it's probably like Joker. I mean, Joker just actually is like the perfect character, in the sense that like if you're playing good and all this stuff, consistent combos and all that, you see what Leo does. He looks unstoppable sometimes, you know? And sometimes it's not even just because of combos and all that. It's just because he's able to dodge so much moves with just Joker's mobility, and like be really hard to catch. You know, gun is broken. I hate that move. I hate that move, man. gun is so dumb. I tell people every time, I'm like, yo, short hop gun is so dumb, especially against Palu and like Sephiroth. They're both too tall characters, so even if I'm not jumping, it still like clips the top of my head. I'm just like, oh my god. But yeah, like that gun is so annoying, but it's so good. At the same time, Joker's a lot of fun. I still use him like sometimes when I play online, even though it's online Joker. I still get like my like fix out of him. Like I'm like, yo, he's so good. All right, time to switch to a King K. Rool or something.
Okay, I want to ask, or I guess add another character that I just want your opinion on how well you think you would mesh with them, and that is Sheik.
I think Sheik is really good. I don't know. The times that I've played Void, it just feels so, I feel so useless with my character sometimes, you know? Like if Void is able to consistently play like that, I'm just like, he would just destroy everyone. But that's the problem with Sheik, where it's like really hard sometimes to be able to consistently play like that. And she has like some really like weird matchups like Pac-Man. I can't imagine a solo Sheik main doing like matchups like Pac-Man. Oh my god. All these like 3% like sequences after hitting him, after he lands on the like fire hydrant and stuff like that. It just feels so draining. I think Sheik is a really good character. Definitely, I would say underrated, only because like a lot of people don't see Sheik as like super good. And I don't blame him, because Sheik's not really used on Wi-Fi that much and stuff. But people gotta realize, like, you know, whenever you talk about Sheik, or like me, or like some other top players, we're fighting the best of the best Sheik, you know, we're fighting Void and stuff. So we know like what the character can do. And most of the time, those Wi-Fi players or like people online and stuff, they're not gonna be able to do Void stuff. Maybe offline some of them can, but they can't do it as consistent as Void. So, you know, they're not really feeling like the top potential that Sheik can do. And that's why we sound a little crazy to some with them and they're like, what, Sheik? She's never used on Wi-Fi though. Like, yo, I could beat Sheiks with my K. Rool online. It's like, yeah. And see what happens if you fight a Sheik offline. Sheik is basically, I won't say she's the same as Smash 4 because that was just a pain in the ass all around. She's still a pain, but like she has to do more for sure than Smash 4. Since she has to do more, that means there's more chances for her to mess up in advantage state or anything and potentially die early and stuff like that. So kind of like the same factor in terms of Smash 4 where, you know, she fucks up, she like explodes. Not in the same sense as like, you know, Rage Zero Suit, that doesn't happen anymore. So even that matchup is pretty annoying now because that Rage kill is not really a factor. You can kill Sheik early with like Rage Boost Kick, I suppose, but like even then that's still a risk because they just finished nerfing it as well. The range isn't too good and then you're like in perfect position to get like tipper off smash and stuff. So I haven't seen Void and Mars play in recent time, or like, well, obviously nobody's really played in recent time, but you know, even like before COVID, I haven't really seen them play, and I'll be really interested to see how that goes because that matchup was not fun in Smash 4 and I know for a fact it's not fun in this game. That's something to look forward to.
Okay, so next question. So you brought up Diddy Kong and then you brought up how you feel like the matchup is kind of, I guess, you don't think that Palu loses. I guess I just wanted to dive into that more. So Diddy Kong, well, I guess he got nerfed because they removed his infinite, but he also had some buffs to like his forward air and some of his other moves, I believe. And Palu got nerfed, so her grab range got nerfed. Forward air has more in lag. Do you think the Palu nerfs matter in the Diddy matchup, or do you even think the Palu nerfs matter at all?
I definitely think the nerfs matter for sure. Like collectively, like she's gotten like a decent amount. I would say Pichu got hit the hardest, but like Palu is like not, or is like right below Pichu because like she keeps getting like small changes and stuff. It just matters in the end because all those small changes now just affect the entire character. Like down throw, nobody should really be getting hit by down throw back air anymore at this point. Like if you do DI it at like around 100%, if you're like a character like Bowser and like DK and stuff, well, you're a heavyweight, you get hit by everything anyway. So but like normal characters and stuff like that, down throw back air is not true at like kill percent. Due to that, you know, she can struggle to kill sometimes because that was her main way of killing, and then besides that she's just gonna be spamming like back air. Nair got weaker a couple patches ago, so like typically now nobody really dies to run off Nair, and it gets stale really easily because everyone uses Nair so often. People live even near the ledge when she run off forward airs or run off Nairs at like 140 and stuff, unless they DI bad. Yeah, the forward air change, I feel like that makes her, that kind of forces her to play a little more defensive because like that was like her aggressive tool, like forward air and stuff like that. Yeah, it's safe on shield. I believe it's still safe on shield, but just like barely now. But now if you keep spamming it and stuff, or like spam it a couple times, it's not gonna be as safe because it's gonna get stale and all that. Kind of makes her play a little more defensive, unfortunately. And I mean that doesn't stop me when I'm playing Palutena, but you know, normally in like a scary scenario, you're gonna have to like kind of rule out forward air quicker than normal. The grab nerf, that obviously sucks. As someone who has a broken grab or like is good at grabbing people, having a worse grab obviously makes things worse. I haven't had too much of a struggle landing grabs against people because I'm good at like just conditioning people to shield or just calling out when they're gonna like panic and stuff like that. It does make some matchups that were like either even or just like maybe slightly Palu favor, probably even, or maybe even like losing a matchup. Like for example, like Chrom and Roy, but more I guess I can speak more on Chrom. Chrom can now like jab in front of my face and I can't really grab him. Before I was able to do that, and that's really good because Chrom's pressure against Palu was really annoying, and getting off the ledge and all that stuff was really, it's still really annoying. I need to take advantage of all those times where like, oh, he jabbed my shield and I can actually grab him, but now he can like fight me at a range that I actually can't do anything against because my grab range is now small enough, and that's scary because Chrom is really hard normally. Like his disadvantage is what makes that matchup like so like easy, I suppose, but like now I don't even know if it's potential Palu losing or like even at the very least, but she absolutely doesn't beat Chrom anymore in my opinion. Little things like that can change a whole matchup, you know, and of course like the matchups that are already really hard for Palutena just got harder because now it's less likely that I'm going to be able to forward air their shield safely or land grabs as much, you know. Small characters are still going to be pretty annoying to catch. Pikachu, screw that character. Pikachu Palu is so freaking hard, man. I hate it. so much, but like, you know, obviously the only Pikachu I really have lost to is Esam. So, but Esam's godlike, but still, it's just still a really difficult matchup. In terms of like the Diddy matchup, like Palu versus Diddy, it does change up some things. It makes it a little annoying because anytime you hit Diddy Kong's shield and he's holding a banana, obviously he's gonna be looking to toss the banana at you. Having like one of my aggressive tools or like safe moves get a little nerf, now it's like a little scary because like I don't want to like stick to just back airing people. The one thing about Palu too is that she's pretty like flow charty in the sense that like if she's shore hopping while looking the other way, there's only one thing she's really looking for at that point, and it's back air, you know? It makes it easier to like end up like getting ready to react to it and like parry, or like, you know, get ready to like parry it. And if you parry it, then it's a free punish at that point. And especially if they keep doing it over and over, it gets like it gets more and more like stale, and it gets easier to punish. A character like Diddy Kong with an item out of shield and stuff like that could be really scary to go for like the same options over and over, but you don't really have that much moves to actually hit Diddy Kong with outside of like a couple moves, so you don't want to like do a risky option, do like a smash attack instead, obviously, because then you're gonna be left wide open. So stuff like that is annoying, but her speed is still the same, you know, ledge cancels and with warp and all that. She could be a really annoying character to actually still hit if you like play runaway. Her projectiles are not like too bad against like Diddy Kong, so there's some things in that matchup. It's definitely not like a free matchup for Palutena. I wasn't trying to like say it was a free matchup or anything like that, but I don't think it's like an easy win for Diddy Kong. If Diddy Kong does manage to win, I don't think it's like barely, just a small advantage at best. I think I'd be okay with at least saying even, you know.
Okay.
Instead of like debating with the people, like, you know, everyone's like thinking really highly of Diddy Kong and stuff. I don't want pitchforks at me like, oh, you don't think Diddy Kong's that good?
Yeah. Dude, I gotta say, your rundown of the matchup was really good. Like, that's definitely like one of the best explanations I've heard someone give on a matchup, like just like on the fly.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to think about it real quick, you know, like the main things to like watch out for.
Yeah.
I feel like Diddy Kong, he gets less scarier the better you are with his own item. And the same thing could be said for like Rob and stuff. Like using like Rob's gyro against him, or like just making it not in play, is really good. Like, you know, maybe if you're not good against Diddy Kong's banana, you can like go off stage real quick if you're able to after you throw Diddy Kong away, grab the banana, jump off stage, double jump, and throw it up. If you throw it up, the banana is like pretty much just rendered useless for like 10 seconds because it's going up in the air, and then it has to go all the way down to the blast zone. Unless Diddy Kong is like knows where it's gonna be and catches it. But for the most part, or most of the time, they don't really do that. They just try to fight until the banana is available again. But that could be your chance to be able to fight Diddy Kong without any banana like F smash or any like banana shenanigans. You're probably gonna have to watch out for like side B and stuff, and that's it. Everything else might be like a desperate option from Diddy Kong to try to combo you and then be able to get the banana again. But like that's an easy way to like make the banana pretty much useless for like 10 seconds, and sometimes that 10 seconds is enough. It is enough time to put Diddy Kong in disadvantage state, or even gimp him, you know, whatever it may be. I feel like people need to probably get better with item play. And also the same thing, I didn't even mention is Snake. We've been playing against Snake since Brawl. Yeah. We're not scared. We're not scared of anything. We know how to use grenades against him and stuff like that. You know, we know how to deal with B reverse and stuff. And that obviously, you know, since we've been playing against Snake since Brawl, you know, we never really get like true mixed up by Snake or anything like that. We already seen it for so long. That's why we're pretty much like really good off the bat against Snake. Obviously, there's other people who are good against Snake that are new to fighting a Snake, but you know, we don't have to deal with like, oh my god, this is broken and stuff like that. We kind of just already know what to expect, and like we already know how to like combat it and stuff like that. And since we know how to do that, we don't complain about Snake. Even though Snake is a really good character, I still think we don't really complain about like, oh man, he just zones all game and stuff like that. Like most of the time we're zoning him back because we're using those grenades just as much as him at that point, just throwing it back. So little things like that, you know, being really good. Sometimes playing with items is the key, man. You maybe have to like turn on your like goofy rule set, go on Elite Smash with items, and you know, learn how to use random items. That's sometimes you get good like that. That's how I got good using items. I just messed around, found this Pokeball, like Z called it and stuff like that. You know, like, you know, all these little things. Like, being a casual player sometimes is the answer.
Yeah. I actually recently was playing with items and hosted a tournament.
I was just about to say, guys, if you guys are watching this, Larry did a casual event. I don't know if you're gonna do it ever again, but if you do, you gotta answer it, man. Sometimes that might be the key to being like Tweaks Diddy Kong like 2 years down the line. You never know. Yeah,
I will say I am definitely gonna host another one of those. That was actually a lot of fun. You mentioned Brawl, and I kind of want to bring up something regarding Brawl, and it's that I believe you started playing competitively when you were 12 years old.
It might have been 10 or 11. I can't remember. It was 2008. when Brawl came out. But my birthday was at the end of that year, so I can't do math, but somewhere around there. Right?
Okay. So, something I want to bring up is that when you were ridiculously young, you basically beat one of the top 10 players in the world, ADHD. I remember this strictly because I went to a tournament it was in New York or New Jersey, and I just remember someone just talked to me and just like making fun of ADHD. He's like, oh, he lost to K-Sizzle's little brother.
Yeah, he actually got so much for that from our region. It's just like, yo, really? You lost to him? Dude, he doesn't even go to tournaments.
They're like, that dude could barely hold a controller. How'd you lose to him? I'm like, damn. What I wanted to say is basically, you've been a top level threat since you were incredibly young. I don't know if you remember this, but I just want to know, what was your competitive mindset in Brawl, and how has it evolved going into Ultimate?
I guess, I don't know, I just felt like I enjoyed playing Brawl. Like, it was just a really fun game to even just like play computers. Like, I was one of the people, very few people that just would play computers and actually come up with something right on the fly and then actually be able to like do it against actual people. But like, I still enjoyed playing against computers. Sometimes I'll hop on and just play that, but like some days I'll just play only Brawl, like just random online, AIB, you know, stuff, little things like that. I guess over time I just got like more and more competitive. Like, at first I didn't like care. I guess maybe because in my first tournament I ended up winning that first tournament, like when Brawl came out. Nobody knew how to air dodge Zelda's Din's Fire because everyone was so used to melee. So anytime you do Din's Fire off stage, everyone would just not air dodge.
Wait. You made Zelda?
Yeah, Zelda was my first character.
I did not know that.
I beat a Meta Knight in Grand Finals. So I'm nasty like that. And then, like, obviously, you know, people got used to playing Brawl and stuff. I'm like, all right, Zelda sucks, all this stuff.
Something I want to bring up to people who may not know this, Zelda was arguably the worst character in the game. There's this thing called the high roll tier, where it was Ganon, Zelda, and Link. They were all considered by far the worst character in the game. So yeah, so he won a character with by far the worst character in the game against a character who was by far the best character in the game. That's crazy.
Yeah, so, and like, you know, obviously the game's new, so I just didn't really think of it as much, but like I won the event and I felt pretty good there, so I guess that kind of gave me like the drive to do it again, kind of thing, you know. I wanted to continue to do that, but obviously I was very young as well, so I'm like focusing on school and stuff, so I can't go to as much events. But then the events that I ended up going to, I was like 0-2. Everyone knows Zelda sucks at that point. Going 0-2 and stuff. My crew tells me to pick up Meta Knight because they're like, stop being stupid and using Zelda. She sucks. Use Meta Knight. He's broken. So I used Meta Knight. I was still an 0-2 warrior, you know. And of course, you know, I was very young as well. It's okay to get upset, but I was like extremely upset. Obviously, you know. You know. But like, that was more so of just being upset at myself, just for like losing and stuff like that. But like, I guess that also motivated me as well to become better because I want to be able to beat the person that beat me. Yeah, I guess just like it kind of just motivated me to keep playing, and I still like the game as well, like just like for fun and all that stuff. So I felt like it was like doing two things, so like being like playing the game because I enjoyed it, and playing the game because I wanted to be better at the game. I don't think I was aiming to really be the best. I just wanted to be better at the game. But then I went from being like 0-2 and like 1-2 or something like that, and then out of nowhere I just won like a regional. Like I kind of just like skipped everything, like, you know, barely making top 8 and stuff like that. That didn't happen. I just won the event. Like right after that and stuff, that was like, whoa, damn, I'm kind of nice. And then I lost to Cable. I lost to Donkey Kong with Meta Knight after that. Like that's my crewmate. We play all the time at that point, so he just knew how to fuck me up. I feel like getting those wins just made me feel like damn, I have a potential to actually hang with like the best of the best, so why not keep going towards it? That's basically what I did. I won that event, and ever since then I feel like things just clicked at like a high level, like edge guarding, like ledge trapping, or like neutral, like, you know, using when to use down tilt, forward tilt, stuff like that, and a Meta Knight ditto or whatever the matchup is. Once I win that neutral and I'm in advantage, then I can just play my game at that point. And that's where everyone knew me as like the aggro guy, you know, up B spammer, because that move is broken as shit. all that kind of stuff, you know, like that all came after. And that's basically how I played against computers, you know, because computers, they're not really gonna be fighting back too often. So that's like I just basically replicated being like that aggressive to actual people, but like I know I'm fighting actual people, so I actually have to like react or like wait to see them do something, maybe like a down air or something, and like fast forward and go back up and up air, and you do these little things, little interactions that I can't do against computers, but like I already know I'm gonna have to do that based on fighting the computers. Like I'm like, all right, this is not a true combo, blah blah blah, so I can stop the combo here and just see what they do and react and punish and stuff like that. And it's kind of the same thing like ever since then. Like Smash 4 do the same thing, you wait and react, see if they air dodge and stuff like that. Ultimate, same thing, there's only one air dodge now, so if you know they air dodge near the blast zone and stuff, they can't air dodge anymore, so it's pretty much a free hit at that point, or like I could set them up to a spot where I can get the kill and all that stuff. Also, one thing too is that I play so many characters that I understand at times when characters can't do anything. You know, playing on Elite Smash, like just like trying to do Iron Man attempts and all that stuff. You know, I get to learn about like the Falco agenda by playing Falco in the Iron Man. But like, you know, I also learn when like Falco can't do shit as well. So I'm like, all right, well, now when I'm fighting against Falco, I know he can't do shit in this scenario, so I just kill him. The little things like that matter a lot, because a lot of people who play Smash obviously only play like a couple characters and like play maybe the same people all the time. But playing Elite Smash, even though it's like Wi-Fi and it sucks, you can run into literally any character. Like you could just run into like a Olimar or like a Jigglypuff and stuff like that. And obviously, you know, characters like that, they're not common offline, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible to not run into a good one. And if you do run into a good one, you might lose due to matchup inexperience, or that they're good, or a combination of both and stuff like that. I'm never really thrown off by matchups, and like ever since like Smash 4 and stuff, since I did Iron Mans almost all the time, I don't think I ever got upset by like a jank character. You know, obviously like jank could be used for like Zero Suit and stuff like that, but I mean like, you know, like random mid tier that has some crazy shit that if you don't know how to deal with it, you lose kind of thing. Or like, you know, like me Brawler after like the first month, you know, kind of aware of that at the events that he was allowed at, of course. But, you know, little things like that, you know, I wasn't really getting like upset by a mid-tier or like barely high-tier character in Smash 4. I was only like typically losing to the best of the best players in the game, because they're the best. To get to that like level of consistency, that's awesome, considering that I was an 0-2 warrior back in Brawl at the start of Brawl. You know, to see like the level up, and once I became like a regional level player, like national level player, I just basically kept going from Brawl to now, or well, not this second, but you know, like before, being like top 5 or whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Also really hard as well. I feel like, you know, there's not much players that obviously since Brawl are like top players in here. We're out here. We're out here.
Well, I don't know about me in Ultimate just yet, but
bro.
I think I was getting there.
Nah, man, we all saw the Larry versus Leo Genesis set, man. It was coming back.
It was coming back.
So, and then obviously COVID hit, so that sucked. But you know, once offline hits again, man. Smash World Tour, Larry. I'm telling y'all, watch him. Now you got this, man. I'm a Larry fan.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Okay, so you talk about the Falco agenda. So do you actually do you believe the Falco agenda? Do you agree with Zenu?
I mean, I watch a lot of your videos, man. I don't know if it's your editor, but you looking kind of unstoppable at sometimes, man. I don't know. He might be onto something. But, nah, I think Falco, I think he's like all right. Like, I think Fox and Wolf are better. I don't think Falco is like too bad. There might be matchups where he's better against than Fox and maybe even Wolf. But like overall, like matchup spread wise, I would say that, like, you know, obviously like he's nice. Wolf is good. That's a character I didn't even talk about too. I actually really enjoyed using Wolf.
You've used him quite a bit in tournament too, yeah.
Yeah. I would say like Falco, he has like really good combos and all this stuff, but I feel like with the less platform, or if you ban Battlefield or like in town or something like that, I guess Smashville's platform is always there, but the combos really do rely on like platform extensions a lot of the time. You know, most of the time you get hit by like up throw, up air, and that's basically it. But if there's like a platform, he might drag you down and do all this stuff, so it makes him like seem scarier and all that. After all that is done, it's just back to Falco pretty much at that point. You know, if you watch out for up tilt, it's okay if you shield up tilt and like you're scared and stuff, maybe try not to press a button against him, you know, run away and stuff, because Falco has to be really up, like, you know, up in your face to up tilt you into like back air. And if you get past that point, that percent, things get a lot harder for Falco. Like, he actually just can't kill. If you get grabbed all the time, you're not gonna die to grab. You're gonna die to like back air and up smash and like down tilt. But if you watch out for those moves, which you already are watching out for those moves, things get pretty hard for him, you know? Like, he has some decent stuff, though. I won't say he's, like, terrible. You know, sometimes you don't play the game against him, but that's mini characters in Ultimate. Mario? Yo, Mario. I'm sorry, Mario, bro.
I've been telling him.
Yo, Mario kind of crazy. Like, yo, he hits you once, he does the same thing, or even more, because he ends it with a true combo, like, forward air. I'm just like, yo, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. I don't know, man. Maybe when tournaments come back, the Falco agenda might be true. We never know. You might be down 0-2 against Leo. You might pull out the Falco, the reverse 3-0. You already know you're gonna be at like the East. You're gonna be in the East Coast or something for a tournament. You're gonna look back and then you're just gonna be there like smiling out of nowhere. He's not gonna even be attending the tournament, but he'll be there for that moment.
He won't be smiling. He hates Falco.
He's just gonna. I think he's just gonna be nodding like.
He's just gonna be.
I can't believe you did that, Larry.
He's gonna look disgusted. Final question. So, out of the DLC characters that were released during quarantine, so that being Min Min, Steve, Sephiroth, and Pirate Mithra, who do you think is the best one, and who do you think is the worst one?
It's so hard. It's hard because this is definitely a pay-to-win fighter's pass so far.
Yeah.
All these characters are good. I think if I had to order them, I think the first and second one is either Min Min or Pyra and Mithra. Those characters are stupid. They're really, really stupid. I feel like a lot of people don't really talk much about Min Min because like we don't have no like proto level like Min Min over here, or just like, you know, a lot of the Japanese Min Mins aren't really seen much right now because people aren't really paying attention to that. But if they do, whenever they do attend tournaments, they will be paying attention, I assure you.
Oh, I was gonna say we have the Buzz. The Buzz does use Min Min.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that he does use Min Min. So yeah, like the Buzz, I'm sure will do really well with Min Min. Thing like Pink Fresh, he just got like second at the Xanadu as well. So, you know, like, you know, Min Min results, they will be coming up even over here over time. But I think she's really, really good. And she, no matter what, even if you're like good at the matchup against Min Min, you have to play in such a different way that it's just so like taxing because of the way that she just functions in this game. And a lot of things you have to respect from so far and all that. It's like really frustrating. So even like the good matchups, I would imagine, are still pretty annoying. Or like people who do good against Min Min, probably still a really annoying matchup to like actually fight her. And then Pyra and Mithra, the newest character out of all four of them. You know, Void, Cosmos, those two really good reps right off the bat. I don't know if there's any Japanese players that are like full on maining them. I think I heard Shutan was using them, but I don't think he's gonna drop Olimar because like that's just his character right there. I think that character is dumb. Like they definitely have all the tools to like be really good. Of course, the recovery is like not like super great, but like we've already had that before where the recovery is not that great. It's called Smash 4 Cloud, all right? Doesn't matter if the recovery sucks when you can't hit them or you can't even knock them off stage most of the time. You know, Mithra is that character where it's like you air dodge into another move or you get hit by that other move that she just threw out. And I hate characters like that. It's like Sheik, but like she's actually like faster than Sheik in the air, you know? It's just like, yeah. Oh my god. You get up air and it's like not even a true combo, but you dodge the up air, then you get hit by another up air or something else. Or you get like grabbed and stuff. Her grab range is bigger than Palutena's now.
Yeah, it's actually crazy, yeah.
I'm like, what? That's crazy. Foresight, don't even get me started on that. I'm tired. How can they do a better Battle Fin? Like they already knew like Bale was like crazy in Smash 4. I thought they would not try to replicate that in the slightest, but no, they made it even better. It's like, what is wrong with you? That shouldn't be the way it works. Like, you know, if they do something, you should be able to punish or you should be able to do something, but now you're scared because if you're slightly off by a frame, she's like, nuh-uh, and now you get hit by Foresight into F smash or something, you know, like that. That's like just design, but we'll see what they do. Pyra is all right, you know, she has good damage. Down air up smash, even though it's like so obvious that they all fish for it, the range of it's so good and it's safe and stuff like that. It's like really stupid. And if you mistime your parry, I wouldn't advise going for parries on that move because that's not worth dying at 50%. Even with all that being said, they're not like impossible to beat. It's just that they're really freaking good and annoying. So over time, I definitely expect to see more Pyra and Mithra's like actually do work because, you know, we only had like a couple tournaments in the US happen so far, at least in the offline scene. After that, I think Sephiroth is better than Steve. It's hard for me to really say what I think of Steve because he's like the clunkiest, I guess, in terms of just like the way he moves and like works and stuff like that. Like the others are pretty straightforward. They're like, oh wow, Mithra has like fucking crazy ass like frame data and all this stuff. Like, you know, and like really good movement, like obviously a good character. But like Steve is like, I feel like Steve, he might be like really good now, but he might get worse over time. He might have like the Pac-Man like syndrome, I guess. Maybe not entirely like that. And what I mean by that is like Pac-Man, he's a good character, but he gets a lot easier once you know his setups. You fight T enough, you already know what Pac-Man can go for. And now you just know he's going for that setup from like that point in the stage. You're like, all right, the only way he's gonna hit me here is if he does this certain setup. So I know to dodge it, or I know like where to go. Stuff like that. And when you know all those setups, he gets a lot easier to fight against. Like you don't really like stress out against Pac-Man once you do that. Even in Ultimate, well, obviously Smash 4 sucked, but like knowing the setups there made things even worse. He was like even way worse. He was already like low tier or some garbage, but now he basically was like extra free to fight in bracket. In this game, he's a lot better, of course. Like F Smash is ridiculous. Bell, obviously, really good. All that stuff, but you know, if you do know a lot of Pac-Man setups, it is a lot harder for them to cheese you or like jank you with like setup. And I feel like Steve is one of those characters where they throw you on the ledge, they put the TNT, they put the block and stuff, and a lot of people are like, what the f? Even I'm like that, like still to this day. But like now that I know what he was like looking for in that setup, now I know that that's what they're gonna go for, or like that's what they can go for and stuff like that. So you know, I get hit by it once and I recognize that option, and now I'm like, I'm aware, I'm not gonna get caught off guard. And I feel like Steve is that character that a lot of people will be getting caught off guard with a lot of their setups. I feel like it'll be easier as time goes on because you learn the setups and now you recognize what they're going to be going for a lot of the times due to that alone. And also he has like no range and stuff, so some characters that just a little bit more range or a lot more range probably give him a hard time to do anything when he's down, when he has to go for like desperate options. You know, minecart is so broken online, but offline it looks like such a normal move. Offline is so crazy. So that being like not as crazy as like we all thought because of online and stuff like that, that definitely hurts Steve as well. But he's not a bad character, and I will say, even though I would put Sephiroth ahead of him, Steve can like past the characters over time. It's possible. You know, the new setups could be found as well, or like new setups could be found that your character can't do anything, or the character can't do anything at all. Right now, it's just a whole bunch of like setups that if the character rolls off the ledge, they get hit by this. But if they don't roll off the ledge, then they don't get hit by anything, kind of thing, you know? So if you know that you don't roll, you don't get hit by anything. But if they come up with setups where you get hit no matter what, then that's that cheap shit, you know? That's that cheap shit that Steve needs. And if they come up with a lot of that, I can definitely see him like rising up. Like, to be honest, all the DLC characters, like they all can be top tier so far. Like at like top level play or like over time, they can definitely get better. But Steve is like the character that it depends. Like if they don't like have any like consistent like setups that like no matter what option you pick, you get and stuff like that, then he might get worse over time because people are gonna be like, all right, he's going for this, he's going for that. I know he's gonna go for it. Now he's going for greedy F smashes or greedy up smashes and stuff. Now he's open to get punished and stuff. I feel like he's probably the character that is like the shakiest, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's bad. Like I think they're all like the very worst is like Steve. He's probably like bottom of high tier. I'm just gonna throw him somewhere probably like bottom of high tier. Sephiroth also really good. I just like completely skipped him because we talked about him earlier, but you know, just like, you know, he's really good. Down smash being like basically like a guaranteed shield break if you space it right when he has the wing and stuff like that is really good because you pretty much kill at any percent. You push them near the ledge, do Giga Flare, they die and stuff like that. So having that be an option, especially in like a last hit scenario where everyone's like running up shielding and stuff like that, but then they don't want to jump all the time because Sephiroth has like a lot of reach with up air or anything like little things like that, you know, helps them a lot in last hit scenarios. I have to see more footage, I guess, of him to really say, but he can like pass Pyra and Mithra in my opinion. I just think Pyra, Mithra, and Min Min for sure at this time are like the top two because they're freaking absurd. At least for Min Min, we've seen more of like Japanese like top level play with Min Min involved, and it just looks so crazy. Sometimes they have like close matches, but sometimes they have matches where the other person is just getting hit by everything because they can't do anything about it, and that's crazy. Like we're talking about like Sephiroth like two F tilt catching normal get-ups. It's like Min Min doesn't even have to wait for the get-up, you know? Like she has fucking ram down smash, like perfect angle, covers the ledge perfectly, kills most of the characters because it sends at such a stupid angle that no character, well, I won't say no character, but a lot of characters can't come back from. Or it allows Min Min to hit you with another ram until you end up dead. I don't know what they could have really done with that character once they put him in the game, like, or announced it. We all knew it was gonna be some crazy like disjoint and all that, but like that's crazy. And then like her up smash is stupid. It's literally Fox up smash, but the stronger reflects and has more reach. Like, what the?
It's faster too.
Oh my god. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I don't know if they're gonna keep up the trend with the the DLC characters. I mean, we're getting one pretty soon.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Put some Lloyd, put some respect on Tails. Let me see some Lloyd. Let me see him be top tier, like some like special move cancels. I'll take that. But then it's probably gonna be like some low tier. I don't know. It's probably gonna end up being some character. I don't know.
Okay, one more question. So since you brought that up, who do you think's gonna be the next DLC? Since we're probably gonna get one at E3, who do you think is gonna be?
I would want it to be Lloyd because I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like he was such an obvious character because a lot of people liked him from like that one Flash game, even though like I knew of him from like Symphonia, obviously.
Yeah.
They can probably pick other Tails characters at this point, but I feel like people are so just used to seeing like Lloyd. He's like a dual wield person, at least animation wise and all this stuff. They can actually make him look a lot different than Marth or like another like sword character in the game. So people saying, oh, just another sword character. At least he has the ability to not look like it because he has two swords and stuff like that. And they can also play into like how the Tails games play, where you can like do an attack and you can cancel it into like sword rain or something like that. I'm pretty interested on seeing how they incorporate that into Smash, if it does happen, of course. I just do not want to see Bandana D. I'll just say it. I just don't want to see no Bandana D. Like, I'm sorry, like he can make it into the next Smash game whenever they do that. Come on, there's 2 characters left, man. I don't want to see no stupid ass Kirby characters. I will be content with whatever character, even if it is Bandana D, if they end up being fun. Like, right, that's what I want them to be, fun and good music, because the music lasts forever, man. You can listen to this. You can go back and listen to music for as long as you live. No matter what character they pick, like the music is like top tier. I'm looking forward to seeing what we have in store, and hopefully they're broken.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're broken and not a zoner. I'm tired of these zoners. We got Min into Steve, and they're both really good, man.
Yeah.
Sephiroth and Pirate Mithra, at least they're good, and you can play. Well, I guess Sephiroth's also like zoning as well. But the way that I play him, it's I don't think about that. I don't think about that. But if they pick like a fast-paced character and stuff like that, and they're good, I'll be happy with that.
All right, Nairo, that's it. I really appreciate you coming on and talking with me. Great to see you, get in talk with you.
Very awesome to talk to you again, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like I hope you, once offline events happen, I hope you kick some ass, dude. And who knows, maybe if you're ever in the New Jersey, New York area, maybe I'll be able to like see you and hang out,
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, for sure. Living like Larry.